It's the battle of wills. Game 3 will decide who truly wants it more. Back in action here at the Filoil Ecooil Center. Just last Saturday, we were here for Game 1, and now return for a win or go home situation between the soldiers of Coach Britney Roma and the full man lineup of Coach J. Cruz as we present to you the South Division Finals of Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League. And again, we'll be having 2 Game 3s for today, but first, it's between the underdogs, the Pasig Servants, and the revamped Zamboanga Sikat. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cholo Pangilinan, covering the action with Kyle Sanchez and Daphne Cristobal at the sidelines. And Kyle, as I've mentioned, another do-or-die situation presented to us. One team will go home, one team will advance.
That's right. The Zamboanga surprised everyone in that game too. Even though they were undermanned, they came away with an 80-77 victory to force a deciding Game 3 here against the Pasig City Servants.
And before we expound on that one, first let's talk about the playoff bracket. Again, the Zamboanga Sikat finishing second after that elimination round. And in last round, the semifinals, they defeated the Quezon Huskers, advancing now to our division finals. And on the other hand, ito namang Pasig Servants, again, defeating the first-seeded Tanawan Brahman. So definitely, for sure, they are the underdogs of our D-League season. And moving forward, now let's talk about the game that you've mentioned, Game 2, where the Zamboanga Sikat surprised everybody, stunning the Pasig Servants 80-77.
And that's right. They were missing a lot of key players in that game, but J. Mark Diorin stepped up with a complete performance from both ends of the floor, scoring 25 points, grabbing 12 rebounds, dishing out 4 assists, in getting 1 block, and a staggering 5 steals to lead the way for the Sikat Zamboanga City over the Pasig Servants.
And on the other hand, we have...
Yes, on the other end of the floor, no, for the Pasig Servants, it was Manu Anabo who led the way with 16 points and 6 rebounds. Now, an interesting thing about Pasig's lineup today is that Seven Gagate is not going to be playing here today, but si S.J. Moore is back in the lineup, so that will definitely change the complexion of this deciding Game 3 and this series, who will determine who will move on to the national finals.
And if you're a fan of collegiate basketball, I'm sure you're familiar with that name, S.J. Moore. Let's see what he can bring to the table for the Pasig Servants this Game 3. But before we turn it over to our venue announcer, don't forget to tune into our Junior MPBL Davao leg. So make sure to register now. You can get more info from our Facebook page at Junior MPBL. So again, don't hesitate to send a message if you have any inquiries. Again, that is the Junior MPBL Davao leg. And now we turn it over to Denzel Santiago for our Dorayed Bola ng Pinoy starting 5.
is the finals of your Manny Pacquiao Senior MPBL D-League, ang Liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
And our do-ride bola ng Pinoy starting five. For Zamboanga, it's Sambalud, Muktimar, Cuarto, Cruz, Leorin, and Buhay. And for Pasig, it's Cruz, Hinogin, SJ Moore, Diamante, and Malaga. And again, just like what we've mentioned, the Zamboanga Sikat stunning the Pasig Servants last game, even though they only had 6 players present for them. And even though they only shot 5 out of 20 from deep, compared to Pasig's 10 made 3-pointers.
Well, when your back's against the wall, no, sometimes that really shows the character of a player and a team, and that's what Zamboanga did in that game too. Even though they were severely undermanned, they still found ways, no, and they had 42 points in the paint compared to Pasig's 30, so they were not settling for jumpers, obviously, really attacking the paint, even against a taller Pasig front line.
And that's surprising actually, considering Seven Cagate was present that game. Perhaps they did not take advantage, at least not all of it. Meanwhile, we're seeing SJ Moore in action here. Perhaps he could provide that difference for Pasig.
Yeah, well, definitely gonna change the complexion of this game. Someone who will be the #1 guy sa scouting report ng Zamboanga, itong si SJ Moore. Really a firecracker on offense, really showing his athleticism and a more polished skill set.
Meanwhile, we saw both teams scoring their first buckets of the game as Malaga will miss his first freebie. Second one on its way for the current UE Red Warrior. As we have almost a minute passing by in this game 3, chapter 1. So let's see what Zamboanga has in mind. And Norman Muktimar, one guy that experienced playing with the other CEU boys earlier in the season and now really playing it with almost everybody here in the roster that's homegrown. As we see Leorin getting fouled by Malaga, so that's going to be 2 freebies as well for J. Mark Leorin.
Oh, you're right, no, Cho? You mentioned in the pre-game that there's about 2 or 3 players only in this lineup right now of Zamboanga who are not homegrown. So definitely, mga tiga Zamboanga talaga ang magbabandera sa kanilang koponan for this deciding game 3.
Again, J. Mark Leorin at the line. And connecting on what you said, quite a story for the Zamboanga Sikat. When the stakes are higher, homegrown players starting to get inserted into their lineup.
At this point, no, you have that pride putting on for your city, having that name at the back of your jersey for your family, and of course from the front, no, having to represent your city, your province, really going to be a source of pride for these young men.
On the other side, Hinogin for 3. Not that time for Jevi. He gets it back. Sends it inside. Malaga against 3 defenders will lose it.
That's one of the things that hounded itong Pasig team in game 2, no? Yung turnovers nila. As you also mentioned to me earlier while we were discussing during the pre-game, that they did have a lot of turnovers, especially in the end game, no? That could have swayed the outcome of that game too.
And obviously, that's going to be one of the things they have to do better, taking care of the basketball. But let's see what they have in mind. David Cruz, not that time.
That was a good line, but just a little strong, but still a good shot for David. That was an open shot. That was a good pass from Hinogin as well.
J. Mark Leorin for 3. He won't connect. Sambalud try to get it back. Possession will go to Pasig. And for Zamboanga right now, Kyle, they have more than 6 players.
Well, at least mas maraming huhugutin sa bench itong si Coach Brit Roma. Of course, knowing Coach Brit, he likes to sub in and out yung kanya mga players because he does like to play fast and with an emphasis on defense. So you have to have fresh legs if you're Zamboanga.
Hinogin goes right. He gets caught dancing to the wrong song.
That was an easy call for our officials, no? Lifting his foot before putting that ball on the floor, Hinogin.
Muktimar up against Jevi Hinogin. Juan the Cruz up top. Hands it off to Leorin. He attacks. Sends it out. They try from team. Sambalud will connect.
That was a great pass coming from Leorin, attracting the defense of Moore and dishing it out to Sambalud, who all he had to do was put that ball up, which he did. past Zamboanga with an early lead here.
Another look at that Zambalud three-point shot. Puts his team up by 3 points. But on the other side, a fishing expedition by George Diamante as he can get his first points of the game through the line.
And this is the first tournament where I've seen Tongsi Diamante really try to transition from being a big man, strictly just a big man, into now more of a point forward type of role. And it's paying dividend for his team.
And hopefully that's going to be enough to secure this game 3 for Pasig and to head to the national finals. Meanwhile, Leoren escaping SJ Moore for 2 points.
Well, just to remind our viewers, no, rebounds in game 2. So really another person to look out for, this time on Zamboanga's side.
Jevi Nogin overcooks that 3-point shot. In transition, Muktimar. Gaitos defending him, stolen by Diamante. Here comes Pasig at the break. Diamante to Gaitos. Fast break play completed by Pasig. Zamboanga will try to respond. Leoren at the left side against Moore. Leoren, the fadeaway. Not that time against Moore. Hinogin burning some rubber. Gaitos outside. Picks it up. Finds Malaga. Back to SJ. He's at the right wing. Outside to Diamante. He attacks outside again. Moore. Stolen by Muktimar. Here comes Muktimar. The bump. Picks it up. Puts one up. Puts one in. Diamante sends it inside. What a pass to 30 Malaga.
That's the advantage of having Diamante bring that ball up. No, he can see over the defense and find those gaps that otherwise may not be able to be seen by the other point guards.
2-point lead by Zamboanga. As we're nearing the 5-minute mark of our first chapter. Another look at that George Diamante beautiful dish inside the paint to 30 Malaga. So a chance to respond for the Sikat. But before that, we have Rog Soliano subbing in for 30 Malaga.
So a lot more height now for the Pasig City servants.
Muktimar against Gaitos. Zambalud the fake. Enters the paint. That's good for Zambalud.
Zambalud having a good start shooting-wise in this ball game, hitting a 3 earlier from the corner. This time that mid-range jumper falling.
Diamante trying to force his way inside. Another fishing expedition for him. So that's going to be 2 freebies.
Anabo checking in for Hinogin.
We're past the 5-minute mark. That's gonna be no good for George Diamante. Meanwhile, Leoren, Puerto Cruz, hands it off. Muktimar, another pick from Puerto Cruz. Zamboanga only down by 2 points. Sumblan, Zambalud for the lead. Overcooks it, rebound by Moore. Diamante who will set up the offense. Moore attacks. Moore puts one up. Not that time.
Not the best start here for SJ Moore. Had a turnover earlier. Overshot is previously up this time. Short naman ang kanyang tira. As you see here, a frustration foul coming from SJ Moore, who will be sitting out the next few minutes in favor of CJ Macias.
That's going to be the goal of Zamboanga to contain SJ Moore. To make him play like that. Meanwhile, another miss from Zamboanga. Diamante brings it down. Picks it up. That was intended for Soliano. Anabo gets it back. Gaitos for 3. Not that time. In transition. Leoren. No good. Diamante another rebound. Diamante the bump. A dribbling violation called on him.
And in game 2, no, Diamante had a bulk of Pasig's turnovers. So even though he is getting a lot better being a primary ball handler, no, sometimes he still has those mental lapses. And that's something that he can work on moving forward.
Indeed. And hopefully that's what will make Pasig win this game. Meanwhile, Gaitos one more time. Kaboom!
They're really finding Gaitos wide open in the perimeter as the defense is keyed in on the likes of Diamante and Anabo. And if you're Gaitos, you just have to take those open shots.
Benedict Gaitos, 2 out of 3 from deep so far. As we'll take another look from that left wing, he launches a bomb.
And yun ang maganda minsan pag maraming quote-unquote star players on your lineup, no? Yung depensa talagang nakafocus dito kila Anabo, kila Diamante. So if you're Gaitos, minsan you'll be taken for granted by the defense. That's why he's been left open.
So let's see how Zamboanga will respond. Buhay for 3. Bad miss from Buhay. Meanwhile, Anabo hands it off to Mesias. He fires one. Overcooks it. Leoren receiving it at the break. J. Mark Leoren, the bump. Puts one up. No good for him. Buhay gets it back and then draws a foul.
That was on Bayani, who tried to go for that block.
Another look. Great fake coming from Leoren. As Kyle Buhay will now go to the line for 2 freebies. First one is good for Kyle Buhay, standing at 6'4". Second one on its way for the Cavite native. 1 out of 2 for him. Anabo at 16 points last outing. Back to him. Bayani up top. Back to Anabo. He'll fire for a 3. That's good for Manu Anabo.
The outside shots of Pasig beginning to fall here, and their lead is now at 7.
Slowly but surely, the servants building some insurance. They don't want to be complacent at all after that heartbreaking Game 2 loss. Molina, Buhay, trying to find an open teammate, finds Suplan. Step back, Buhay again. He'll attack right. Molina has 5 to shoot. He puts one up. That's good for RJ Molina.
Over Soriano, no less, and that's a strong drive. And you have to be fearless and leave everything out on the floor, and there will be no tomorrow for one of these teams.
Anabo for 3. Gets it to go in front of J. Marquioren.
Pasig trying to leave no doubt in people's minds. They don't want to make this a close game like last time.
Don't want to make the same mistake indeed. As we have 11 seconds remaining in our first chapter. It's in the hands of Leoren. He puts one up. No good. Last touch on Gaitos. Possession will stay with Zamboanga for the last 2.5 seconds. So Moctemor checks back in. Leoren will bring out the basketball. Moctemor for 3. Great defense from Anabo. As that'll be the end of our first chapter. 23-15. It's a 7-point lead for the Pasig Servants. As we're still far from over. Again, stakes definitely higher as we are in our do-or-die Game 3 in the South Division Finals. We'll be back for more action. Once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bolanang Pinoy, Don Benito's Ang Pambansang Cassava, Nature's Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, Embrace the Struggle, Believe in Your Hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino,
Sabi nila, ang pinakamahirap daw na kalaban ay ang ating mga sarili. Pero para sa Pasig Servants, ang pinakamahirap na naging kalaban na nila ay itong Sikat Zamboanga na inagaw sa kanilang game number 2. Especially right now na nagiging comeback na ito para sa kanilang kupunan or for Team Zamboanga. But they'll be missing the contribution of Nash Omar, who needed to come home because it is already exam week. But 3 players all the way from Zamboanga just arrived earlier at 10:20 a.m. that hopefully will bring help para dito kay Coach Britt. So will it be a redemption para sa Pasig Servants or another miraculous win for Coach Britt's squad? Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Daphne, for that report. And again, gusto ko yung term ni Daphne na inagaw ng Zamboanga yung game 2 because on paper, you know, numbers pa lang 6 players versus a full roster. So definitely on paper, masasabi mong dapat panalo sana ang Pasig.
Yes, no, safe to say. Not taking anything away from Zamboanga, they have been one of the top seeds here in this team. But being undermanned as they were in Game 2, you could definitely fairly say that they stole that win kontra dito sa Pasig City, who had a complete lineup. So really can't count them out, especially with Coach Britt at the helm, trying to will his boys to well, I guess you could call this an upset if they pull this one out kontra dito sa Pasig. So we'll see what happens. But Pasig in a good position right now with an 8-point lead to start the second quarter.
Lord Soliano will go to the line for 2 points. Let's take another look again. Standing at 6'9", playing for the San Beda Red Lions. And back to another point of Daphne a while ago, we won't be seeing Nash Omar for today's Game 3. So that's gonna be a challenge because he's one of the main scorers of this Zamboanga Sikat team. But that's gonna be more reason for his teammates to step up.
That's 2 missed free throws for Soliano. Still a bit raw, but you can't teach height. And of course, no, there's big things to come from this young man. And back to what you were saying, John, no, si Omar really gonna be missed here for Zamboanga, but it's good to see that he has his priorities straight. No? Kahit gaano pa ka-importante itong laro na to, exams week. So that's what he's there for, no? Being a student athlete.
Meanwhile, Cuatro Cruz scoring over the bigger Raj Soliano.
And that's twice already in this game that someone from Zamboanga has scored over the outstretched arms of Soliano. So if you're Soliano, you have to really be more of an intimidating presence out there on the floor. No, you can't just be the tall player. Hindi pwedeng matangkad ka lang. You still have to impose your will in the paint.
That may be the reason why he gets a trip to the bench, replaced by SJ Moore. Meanwhile, Dagdagan for 3. In and out for him. Rebound by Cuatro Cruz. There's a foul called on Pasig. That's gonna be on Rowan Dagdagan, as they're still up by 6 points. But Zamboanga a chance to trim it down. So far, it's Sambalud leading the charge for Zamboanga with 7 points. Lloren has it. He's up against CJ Macias. He will use the pick from Cuatro Cruz. Lloren attacks. Lloren gets fouled. As Bayani is arguing that was all ball. Nevertheless, our officials calling a foul and will give 2 freebies to Lloren.
Earlier, Bayani was also contesting, no, that he had all ball. This time he might have an argument, as that looked like a clean block. Nevertheless, our officials have a better angle of the action, so Lloren will have a trip to the line. And of course, as always, the offensive player will more often than not get the benefit of the calls.
Last game, Lloren had 25 big points as they stunned the Pasig Servants with a 6-man lineup. Hopefully today he can repeat his performance, as the forward will go 2 out of 2. Pasig trying to come up with offense. Diamante attacks, finds an opening, won't capitalize. This time it's Zamboanga. Fritz Soklan gets it to go.
Textbook fast break there, 3-on-2, waiting for their defense to commit, and whoever commits, no, doon mo ipapasa sa teammate na mas malapit sa'yo.
Anabo, corner 3, kaboom! Anabo makes it a 6-point lead again for Pasig.
And in game 2, no, itong Pasig shot 10 out of 37. Not the best percentage, but you know that they really try to make it a point of emphasis to take those outside shots. This time shooting way better from the field.
Bayani gets the rebound after that Lloren miss. Anabo in transition. He gets a foul. As we have almost 3 minutes passing by in our second chapter, we take another look. Fritz Soclan finding the bottom of the hoop against Manu Anabo. So Sambalud enters the game as he has the most points for Zamboanga, at least now. Diamante fades away. Not that time. Loose ball. Failing to save it was Sambalud. The possession will stay with the Servants. .11 to shoot. Dagdagan. Trying to find SJ Moore. Finds Diamante instead outside. Diamante against Molina. He'll fire for three. No good on the fadeaway. SJ saves it. It's back to Diamante. Inside to Bayani. The fake. He puts one up. Smart move coming from the little beast. Coach Brita Roma is forced to call a Nature Spring timeout, as this is the biggest lead of Pasig in this game. Take another look at that wise maneuver coming from Russell Bayani. We'll be back for more action.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant.
It was a sleepless night for George Diamante after that loss last Sunday. For him, from a simple call time for which he failed to follow, discipline and humility is something he should learn in the process. Tubong Davaoenyo, pero ngayon itatabi nila ang lahat ng kanilang mga pinanggalingan at ibabandera ang Pasig. Second game was a frustrating loss for them, but today they will go back to how they sacrificed to be in the finals. Joe and Kyle.
Thank you very much, Daphne. And again, we all know George Diamante to be one of those star players that played for the champion team, Letran Squires, of course, headed by Andy Himao and Coach Alan Ricardo. And right now, we're seeing him in a different jersey with different colors, and it's good to see that he's learning from his mistakes.
Oh, and I'm sure he definitely wants to make up for his mistakes in Game 2. And for players, no, you don't just show up to the venue and play. It all begins the moment you wake up. That type of preparation will put you in the right mindset para pagdating mo sa venue, you already know what you need to do and you'll be focused on the task at hand.
And as long as he fixes those off-court issues, I'm sure hindi malabo makita natin yan in the Philippine collegiate scene. Right now, Zamboanga Sikat trailing by 8 points as Sambalud getting called for a traveling violation.
Malaga checking back in for Russell Bayani.
Take another look at that George Diamante short stab. Right now, he still has the basketball in his hands. Anabo lost it. Lloren, great defense. Lloren escaped for 2 points.
And again, a turnover here from Diamante, failing to tell Anabo no, na mayroong player na papunta sa kanya. But also, if you're Anabo, you have to protect that ball as soon as you get it.
Oh my goodness! SJ Moore rising up for a thunderous slam.
And that's one of the things that he brings to any team, no? That electrifying athleticism by SJ Moore. Not shooting the best from the field right now, but that will definitely wake up the rest of his team.
Meanwhile, Zamboanga struggling to answer back. Momentum at the side of Pasig. Lloren finds the bottom of the hoop. And that silences the drums.
And Lloren still having that momentum from last game. If he continues shooting like this, he might eclipse the 25 points he had in Game 2.
9 points so far for Lloren. And another bucket for SJ Moore.
Now starting to build momentum itong si SJ Moore, no? Kanina yung mga tira niya medyo bitin. But after that dunk, no, medyo lumalaki na yung ring sa kanyang paningin.
Moctemar, nowhere to go, gets a foul. As it's a 7-point lead for the Pasig Servants with under 4 minutes remaining. And we'll take another look at that's George Jamante alley-oop. Special delivery from the skies. SJ Moore knocking it down. And J. Mark Jordan answering back with a 3-pointer. Fritz Suklan going to work, cleaning up his teammates' mess.
If you're Zamboanga, you just have to keep things close as possible, no? Kontra dito sa Pasig, and who knows, towards the end game, baka makasilat ulit sila.
Meanwhile, another foul committed by the Zamboanga Sikat. That's gonna be their second to the last foul to give. Again, SJ Moore so far with 4 points and 2 rebounds and 1 thunderous slam. As we're gonna see Jevi Hinogin enter the game in exchange for Manu Anabo. Jamante will bring out the basketball. They have 14 to shoot. Hinogin against Moctemar. He'll fire for 3. No good for Jevi. This time it's Leoren. In a rush. Lays it up, lays it in. As simple as it gets for J. Mark Leoren.
And really putting pressure on the defense every time he attacks that basket, showing no fear whatsoever.
Jamante almost lost it. Foul will be called on J. Mark Leoren, as he seems to have gotten hit on that right or left forearm.
Trying to go for another steal here, playing those passing lanes. No, si J. Mark Leoren this time nauna itong si Jamante into getting that ball, and nagkasabitan sila trying to shake off ang kanyang left forearm. No? Doon natamaan itong si Leoren, as we see Soliano on our screens.
$15 to shoot. Cruz back in the game. SJ Moore at the left side. Soliano backing down Cuatro Cruz. Soliano going to work. The big guy. Not that time. Gets it back. Almost an end one, but luckily for Zamboanga it wasn't.
Soliano really just using his length there. Even though simple pa lang yung mga galaw nito ni Soliano ngayon, no? But he really knows how to use that length of his long arms to get those missed shots, and showing some improvements as well from the free throw line. He missed 2 earlier, and now that form is looking better.
Coach J. Cruz looking to capitalize his 6'9" big man from San Beda. 2 out of 2. So it's redemption time for Raj Soliano. As Pasig now with a double possession lead. 5 points to be exact. Leoren in a rush again, burning some rubber. The fake, puts one up. Not that time, great footwork nevertheless. Leoren again, the left corner. Attacks Mesias, drops it to Moctemar. Butterfingers for Norben Moctemar.
Missed opportunity there. That was a great pass from Leoren. Good cut as well from Moctemar. Just wasn't able to get a handle on that ball.
SJ with a basketball as we have 2 minutes remaining in Chapter 2. Cruz back to SJ. To the other side, Jevi. He'll fire, gets blocked by Moctemar. And that's great defense from Norben, but Pasig will get it back. Another look at that block. Zamboanga will need more of those if they want to stop not only Jevi Hinogin, but the rest of Pasig. Mesias, quick fire 3, way short. Soliano gets it back. Raj Soliano puts one up, not that time. Foul committed by SJ Moore. Under 2 minutes remaining. And by the way, everybody, make sure to stay tuned to our junior MPBL Davao Leg 2025 opening March 20. So there will be 4 brackets, 14 under 16, 18, and 21. And the champion will represent Davao in the Battle of Champions on November that's gonna be one heck of a blast. Another project for Senator Manny Pacquiao. And as per our Commissioner Keith Picasso, sabi niya para daw mabigyan ng chance yung mga bata na hindi kaya magstay dito sa Manila para matagal sila, para makasali sila sa Junior MPBL. So that's another great project for Senator Manny Pacquiao.
That is one of the struggles for leagues, no, here in our country, seeing as some of our islands are separated by water. Logistically, magastos talaga na pumunta back and forth from Cebu to Manila, Mindanao to Manila, Davao to Manila, wherever. Most of the leagues, of course, most of the major leagues are based here sa Manila. So what the Junior MPBL is trying to do, of course, talagang doon na sila magsiset ng base sa Mindanao para yung mga kabataan doon na, of course, walang time or resources para pumunta dito. Well, tayo na yung lalapit sa kanila, and for us to be able to give them a platform to show their abilities.
And we'll talk about that more after this Nature Spring timeout called by Coach Jay Cruz and company, as they're up by 6 points. A minute and 20 remaining in our second chapter. We'll be back for more action.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Back to the action here, a minute and 20 remaining in Chapter 2. 6-point lead for the Servants. Gaitos outside, inside to Soliano, to the other side. Roldan gets it to go from Rainbow Country.
For players like Roldan, Gaitos, Hinogin, or you really just have to be ready to shoot once your teammates find you.
Speaking of being ready, that's CJ Macias escaping for 2 points.
And it all started on defense. CJ Macias putting in work, getting that steal from half court, finishing it off by himself.
Molina to Buhay, nowhere to go. Buhay trying to find an open teammate. Traveling violation called on him.
Moving his pivot foot. Our eagle-eyed referee seeing everything on the floor right now. Buhay could not believe it, but he did move his pivot foot just a little bit, and of course, traveling yun.
42-31. Just like that, Pasig with an 11-point advantage. Cruz, Gaitos, Soliano inside against Cuatro Cruz. Gets blocked by Cuatro Cruz. In transition, Suklan loses the basketball. Gaitos redeems Pasig. Macias, another steal. That was Morales getting it back. And then Molina, the pull-up jumper in transition is good.
The last shot time now for Pasig with 7 seconds remaining. Not sure if David Cruz is aware of the time.
Gaitos for 3. Not that time. And that's the end of our first half, 42-33. A 9-point lead for the Pasig Servants. A while ago it was 11 after that 5-point run, courtesy of Vulnerable Dan's 3-pointer and Macias' fast break opportunity. Nevertheless, that's going to be the end of our second chapter. We'll be back for more action. Once again, this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL League.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bolanang Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino,
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino.
Kasama po natin ngayon si Assistant Coach Deo Flores ng Pasig Servants, and on my right side naman si Assistant Coach Ricky Alcantara ng Zamboanga City. So dito po muna ako for Assistant Coach Deo Flores. Coach, first of all, gusto ko lang din po tanongin, sa tingin niyo po kung paano hinumble itong mga players na to with that heartbreaking loss during game number 2?
Yun nga, kinausap lang namin, lalo na si Coach Jay, nung sinabi niya sa mga players, sabi niya, hindi pwedeng ganito. Ang laki ng lamang natin, first, second quarter, tapos nagpahabulan, nagpatayo lang tayo. Yung iba, sinabihan din namin na iba sa inyo, pa-pro na, tapos ganyan yung pinapakita nyo. Maraming scouters dito sa MPBL. Paano tayo makukuha kung ganyan pakikita natin? Kaya ngayon, nakita naman natin, wala isang big man namin na si Seven. Kahit papaano, nakita namin yung init ng game nila ngayong araw na to.
Better start po for the Pasig Servants. Baka meron po kayong gustong pasalamatan, mga sumusuporta po sa inyo galing Pasig.
Meron po. Sa VIP po si Boss Edward, sa Corsa si Sir Joseph Lim. Yung team owner po namin si Colonel Neil, Anthony Estrella, sa team manager namin si Ma'am Elizabeth May Cruz. Tsaka po, syempre, nagpapasalamat kami kay God na nagbibigay ng strength sa amin.
Maraming salamat po, Coach Deo, and good luck po sa team ninyo. Okay po, yes po. And of course, on my right side, Coach Ricky Alcantara. Coach, minention nyo sa akin nung Sunday na parang naging chamba lang yon. Up to this day, ngayong game number 3, masasabi nyo pa rin po ba na chamba iyong panalong yon?
Well, subukan ulit tayo makachamba. Yun lang naman talaga eh. Pero syempre, the most important thing dito is yung paano pinupush ni Coach Bridge yung mga player namin and how they respond paano sa challenge niya. Katulad ngayon, medyo mas marami nga kami right now, syempre, pero mas marami pa rin yung kalaban namin. So, pero as I said, lagi lang sasabi ni Coach na keep pushing at the same time, enjoy the game. Yun lang yung gusto niya mangyari at sa game na to.
And hopefully, Coach, in the second half, makapag-respond po ulit sila. Baka meron po kayong gustong pasalamatan ngayon?
Siyempre, pinapasalamatan namin mga taga-Sambuangueños, yung mga fans namin dyan. At the same time, si Ma'am Katchua, pinapasalamatan namin siya sa support na ginagawa niya sa team namin.
Thank you so much, Coach Ricky, and good luck po sa team ninyo. And of course, we would like to invite all of our audiences, mga taga Davao. Meron po tayong Davao Leg this Junior MPBL. That will actually happen on March 20. So, meron po tayong 14 under, 16 under, 18 under, as well as 21 under. And if you're interested, just make sure to follow us and to give us a message on our Facebook page. So again, yung magiging champions po nun mag-represent sa Davao, and that will happen on November. Wag po kayong aalis dahil second half of our action will happen in just a while.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino.
At the half, it's 42-33, a 9-point advantage for the Pasig Servants. And so far, it has been Mano Anabo leading the charge for them with 9 points, followed by Benedict Gaitos with 8 and George Diamante with 6. And on the other side, the first player to score double figures in this game. J-Mark Leoling with 11 points, followed by Will Sambalud with 7, and Cuatro Cruz with 4 points. So hopefully it's not over for the Zamboanga Sikat. A lot of time still to play and to make a comeback.
And for our halftime stats, 9-point lead, 42-33 in favor for the Pasig City Servants. 42% shooting from the field for Pasig, 41% for Zamboanga from three-point country. Pasig hitting better for 6 for 18, no? Habang itong Sikat Zamboanga City naman 2 out of 10. Rebounding department led by Pasig, not a surprise there, 23-21. In the assist department, lamang din itong Pasig, moving that ball very well, 12-4. And the turnover, Zamboanga having 8, Pasig with 6.
And in case you've missed it a while ago, make sure to stay tuned to our Junior MPBL Davao leg this 2025, opening March 20. 4 brackets available, 14, 16, 18, and 21. And the champion will represent Davao in the Battle of Champions this November. As we're taking a look on the crowd here at the Filoil Ecooil Center, for sure later on, mas marami yan. Hindi magpapatalo ang fans ng Caloocan, JY Batang Kankalu. So make sure to stay tuned. That's another Game 3, another do or die, win or go home situation.
Definitely. Unti-unti nang nagdadatingan ang mga tao dito sa Filoil Ecooil Center here in San Juan City. And trying to get ready for our main event later at 5 p.m. But before that, of course, we have to finish off this exciting Game 3 between Pasig and Zamboanga.
And a quick addition to what I said a while ago about the Junior MPBL Davao leg. Next in line are Pangasinan, Bukidnon, and Aklan. So make sure to stay tuned for more projects, not only of Junior MPBL, but of Senator Manny Pacquiao. Inside, Soliano, unable to give first blood of the second half for Pasig.
Sorry you missed there. No one on the side of Zamboanga is really going to be able to contest Soliano's shot at the rim. So he should just really focus on hitting those baby hooks, which he's been trying to shoot here today. But that was good ball movement for Pasig.
Meanwhile, Norbert Moctemar, bingo!
2 out of 10 prior to that shot by Moctemar from the three-point line itong Zamboanga. So that's only their third conversion.
Gaitos will try to answer back. He won't. He gets it back. He loses it. Still not falling for Gaitos. So it's back with Zamboanga. Moctemar hit a 3 a while ago. Buhay thought about the 3. Hands it off. Molina. No good. Rebound by Manu Anabo. David Cruz brings it down. Finds CJ. Gaitos. One more time from deep. He won't hit it.
Again, good ball movement coming from Pasig, just unable to hit that shot. David Cruz bringing that ball up, passing it to Mesias, who found Gaitos. And before that, no, Soliano was on the floor holding on to his midsection.
So with a 6-point lead now for the Servants, as George Jamante and Jevy Hinogin will replace, or rather will go inside. And so far, SJ Moore getting that groove a little bit, but not standing out, at least as of now. So far, it's Manu Anabo leading the charge for them with 9 points.
SJ Moore did have that thunderous alley-oop from George Jamante earlier, which ignited that run by Pasig to end the second quarter. But aside from that, no, he hasn't been shooting particularly well from the field. Of course, alam mong nakatutok sa kanyang depensa. Luckily for him, his teammates have really stepped up here today, and this is what transpired in that last play.
Cruz fouling the driving Norbin Moctemar. Our officials reviewing it for some reason as we wait for their final verdict.
I think they were reviewing yung nangyari dun kay Soliano, no? Kasi as we had our attention to the fast break, Soliano was still in the backcourt on the floor, and we're just trying to take a look what happened dun sa box out na yun, and dun, no? Medyo nagkagit-gitan sila dun, and the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and because of that, it's only going to be a regular foul, it appears.
The Servants will get another chance. Or rather, the Zamboanga Sikat will get another chance as they're trailing by 6 points. Suklan will trigger the inbound. He finds Muktimar outside. Hinogin defending him. Muktimar, the pick from Cuatro Cruz. Muktimar attacks off the window. That's good for Norben.
Zamboanga in a 1-2-2 zone right now in the first half. They were in a 2-3 zone. This time trying to give a different look.
As he has not the best shot possible. The possession will go back to the Sikat.
And because of that, SJ Moore will check back in dito kay CJ Macias, who got scored on that last possession by Muktimar.
Suklan handling it against Diamante. Hands it off to Muktimar. Norben dancing. The pick from Buhay. Muktimar outside again. Cuarto Cruz against Moore. He puts one up. Greatly bothered by the Pasig defense. Diamante no-look dish. Anabo almost lost it. Saves it to Hinogin. He attacks baseline. The spin. Not that time. Beautiful spin move though. Muktimar crosses half court. Couple of moves. Attacks the lane. Razzle dazzle. Showtime moves coming from Norben Muktimar.
Ginawa niyang cone yung mga defenders niya on that play. There were about 3 white shirts surrounding Muktimar, displaying his dribbling moves there.
Meanwhile, effortless move coming from SJ Moore.
And for a scorer, if your perimeter shots are not falling, attack the basket. And with SJ Moore's athleticism, it shouldn't be too hard for someone like him.
6 points and counting for Moore. Meanwhile, Muktimar off the mark. Diamante in transition. He attacks, he slams it home. One-handed jam for George Diamante. Timeout called right here by Coach Britya Roma. Another look. Diamante, flight number 26 has launched. We'll be back for more action.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino.
Back to the action here at the Filoil Ecooil Center. Still a 6-point gap in favor of Pasig as they're able to maintain that deficit. 3 minutes passing by in Chapter 3. Muktimar will bring it down. Hinogin trying to bother him. Muktimar loses it. Tries to get it back. Him and Diamante fighting for it. Ends up with Suklan, but won't end up with 2 points. Moore has the basketball. Attacks right. Loses it. Hits his knee. Possession will go to Zamboanga.
Really not his day, SJ Moore, even though he has had a couple of baskets already, and those were some good looks for him. We know that he's capable of so much more. That was good defense coming from David Cruz. Almost got the steal, just ran out of real estate, hitting the sideline.
Leorin back in the game. Cruz will bother him. As it'll be Cuarto Cruz, bring it down, hands it off to J-Mark Leorin. So far 11 points for him. As Suklan gives it to Morales. Mid-range jumper, no good for Morales. Rebound by Diamante. George in transition, trying to find an opening, finds SJ. That's no good for Moore. Cuarto Cruz fights for the rebound. At the break, Muktimar to Suklan. Outside again, stolen. This time it's Cruz in transition, finds Anabo. Stops. Moore again. Pasig stepping on the brakes. Diamante to Anabo for 3. Kaboom!
The Letran connection between Diamante and Anabo, former teammates back in high school, inspiring for that basket.
We're hearing defense chants from the crowd. Pasig with a 9-point advantage. Stolen by Cruz. Diamante going to work. Fires for 3. Way off for George.
And he was feeling it on that play. You could tell that he was in a certain rhythm, no? But maybe not the best decision for George there, as he had Anabo open on his left side once again. And those are the things that will come with time, experience, and maturity.
Yoren puts one up. Gets fouled. As the Zamboanga Sikat, another chance for them to trim the lead. Again, 11 points so far, the most in this game for G-Mark Yoren. First one is good. Again, the 6'1" Makati native scored 25 points in game 2. 2 out of 2 for G-Mark Yoren, making 13 points for him. Diamante to Hinogin. Hinogin, the reverse, overcooks it. They try to get it back, ends up with Sambalud, and this time it's Muktimar. Against Hinogin, drops it. Outside again, Leonen for 3. Off to the right, rebound by Jeffy. Hinogin attacking, burning some rubber, picks it up, puts one up, puts one in.
Hinogin is one of those unheralded players that might not be a household name here in the Philippine youth basketball scene, but definitely one of the most consistent players, especially for this Pasig City Servants team. In some of the games I've covered, siya pa nga yung nag-player of the game, and even though may mga teammates siya na, I guess you could say, mas kilala or mas sikat, but really one of those players who just lets his game do the talking.
Zamboanga. They're down by 9 points, but Muktimor has something to say about that. Pasig, another chance. Anabo for 3. Overcooks the shot. Leonen in a rush. High pickup. J-Mark Leonen, no good. Muktimor gets it back. Sambalud for 3. Forced shot for Sambalud. This time it's Hinogin rising up for 2 points again. Leonen. Not that time, more with the rebound. The pace of the game suddenly increasing.
I was gonna say, Pasig trying to slow it down, because we all know what Zamboanga is trying to do. They're trying to get those easy baskets in transition, but it's this half-court set ng Pasig, trying to make Zamboanga play at their pace.
Meanwhile, what a pass from Diamante. Yun nga lang, naimintes ni Manu Anabo. Zamboanga, another chance. They've been hitting some buckets, but Pasig quick to answer back with their own. Muktimor, the pick from Buhay. To the right side. Leonen, the spin, the fake, puts one up. Not that time, more another rebound. SJ, eyes on the prize. Moore gets blocked by Cuatro Cruz.
That was great timing on the block. Medyo malayo yung takeoff ni SJ Moore doon, even though he is very athletic, na timingan siya doon ni Cuatro Cruz.
Indeed, Cuatro Cruz sending that ball back to Pasig. Literally. And now we turn over first to Daphne Cristobal for a report.
After that 7-0 run, Coach Jay Cruz gave emphasis about the established defense, which was absent earlier in the third quarter, as if they were just watching Zamboanga to get points. Prior to this match, he mentioned how his men must absorb discipline in their veins. Disiplina sa paglalaro ng basketball, disiplina sa attitude off-court, at disiplina na lahat ng pinaghihirapan pwede ring mawala ng isang iglap. Join Kyle.
Thank you very much, Daphne, for that report. Indeed, lahat ng pinaghirapan mo rather, pwedeng mawala. So definitely, humility is what it takes. Meanwhile, 3-point bomb from Fritz Suklan.
And that's exactly what Coach J. Cruz talking about earlier. You know, you don't just watch as the players of Zamboanga take their shots. You have to be more active on defense. And kahit gaano pa ka-skilled ang mga players mo, no, if they're not going to be able to defend, well, chances are, no, yung panalo, mas mahirap maabot yun.
Inaugural gets it back after the miss, drops it to Diamante. George puts one up and gets 2 more points for Pasig. Muktimar and company. The ball is back with them as we have over a minute remaining in Chapter 3. Buhay puts one up, that is short. In a push, foul called on Kyle Buhay. That's going to be a first team foul only of Zamboanga in this period. But they are down by 8 points again. Good job for Pasig maintaining that lead.
That's right, no? And Zamboanga has really tried to go on multiple runs already in this game, but each and every time Pasig has found ways to douse the flames. Laging may pamatay sunog itong Pasig, no? A lot of players have stepped up here for them today. It's been a total team effort for the Servants.
Another look at that George Diamante attack. Took a hard hit on Fritz Soklan. Nevertheless, looks like he's all okay, as that's the second team foul of the Zamboanga Sikat in this period. So Von Roldan, Russell Bayani, 30 Managa entering the game. Let's see if they can make a difference. Diamante outside, Moore against the much more Muktimar, ends up with Diamante at the baseline. George against Cuatro Cruz. Outside again, Roldan for 3. No good, off to the back iron. Molina, great find to Fritz Soklan in transition.
Another fast break basket for Zamboanga. If you're Pasig, you really just have to make a better effort to sprint back on defense. There's been a number of transition and easy baskets already for Sikat Zamboanga.
Diamante losing the basketball. Possession will remain with the Servants. 6.5 seconds remaining. They're up by 6 points. What do they have in mind? Diamante outside. Moore has it. SJ going to work. Moore puts one up. That is short, but gets a foul. And he's going to get 2 freebies before the end of our third period.
Simply using his athleticism on that play to evade multiple defenders. SJ Moore really a talented player, to say the least.
First freebie is no good for the current CSB Blazer.
As we see Coach J. Cruz on our screens, they're trying to go for their first national finals appearance.
1 out of 2 for SJ Moore. Under 2 seconds remaining in Chapter 3. 7-point lead for Pasig. Lloren, risky pass. Stolen by Moore. Half-court heave. Gets it to go! What a way to end our third period. SJ Moore seeking it from the half-court line. Oh my goodness. 9 big points for SJ Moore as we take another look.
And that's pure athleticism to go off for that ball. And kaya pala hindi pumapasok yung mga tira niya kanina, no? Gusto niya half-court.
Seems to be something he is practicing. And with that, it's going to be a double-digit lead entering the fourth period for the Pasig Servants. 59-49. But it's not the end of the world for the Zamboanga Sikat. They still have 1 more quarter to show what they can do. We'll be back for more action.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bola ng Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club. Embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle.
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant. Winford Resort and Casino.
Fourth quarter of this Game 3 of the South Division Finals between Pasig and Zamboanga.
Well, that was a great timing on that steal.
Hinogin, what a pickup, what a finish! It's Jeffy time! Just like that, Kyle, Pasig with a 12-point lead.
And I like this backcourt combination of Hinogin and Gaitos. Really bringing a lot of energy to this Pasig team.
Seems to be effective defensively. Meanwhile, Buhay inside the key jumper, in and out for Kyle. Rebound by Bayani. Hinogin to Gaitos. They fire for three. That is too much. In transition, Leoren. Gahesi. The bump. He puts one up. That is short. Good defense from Manabo. High pass to Gaitos. Hinogin has it. At the elbow, the spin, hands it off. Gaitos to Bayani. The little beast attacking. Nowhere to go, outside again. Corner three, Hinogin. Rolls out of the rim, rebound by Buhay. Cuatro Cruz. 8 seconds violation. Good defense coming from Russell Bayani.
And for Cuatro Cruz, no? You have to give that ball up. You already had an open teammate just across half court. He could have just passed that ball, no? And they would have avoided that turnover.
Hinogin up top. Anabu has it. At the right side, to the left side, Bayani. Down to the left low post. Anabu this time. Out of the rim. That's out of bounds. Last touch on Suklan. Possession going to the Servants.
That's two mental lapses coming from Zamboanga in back-to-back possessions. First, an 8-second violation. This time, already getting the rebound. No white shirts around them at all, but still losing that ball.
Let's see if Pasig can make them pay. Hinogin at the left side of the arc against Moktimar. He'll fire for a three. It's Jeffy time for the Servants.
I like the way this guy plays, no? Just all business, no nonsense. Jeffy Hinogin always leaving it all out there on the floor. And just like that, it's already a 15-point lead.
He got 9 points and counting for Jeffy Hinogin. Meanwhile, Leoren drops it. Great fight to Morales, but he fumbles the shot. Possession will stay with Zamboanga. Another look at that Jeffy Hinogin 3-point shot. Sank. Moktimar for three. Unable to answer back with his own three-pointer. Anabo handling the leather. Behind the back dish, Hinogin has it. Bayani at the left corner. Attacks right. What a move! But that's going to be a traveling violation.
Oh no, took an extra step there. Russell Bayani thought no one would notice, no, but that was an easy call to make.
Bayani in disbelief. Nevertheless, Zamboanga with a chance to trim the lead. Buhay to Moktimar. He's up against Gaitos. The spin move. Moktimar. Great defense from Gaitos. And here comes Benedict. Drops it to Hinogin. Oh my goodness, Jeffy Hinogin taking flight.
Well, I'm telling you, this combination of Gaitos and Hinogin is very effective. They might be undersized, no? Pero yung energy na binibigay nila, ang hirap palitan nun.
A big insurance earned by the Pasig Servants is 66-49. Nature Spring timeout called by Coach Brit De Roma. Another look at that transition lane. It's Jeffy time for Pasig. We'll be back for more action.
Taas noo kahit kanino, walang ibang sinisigaw ang masang Pilipino. Bumagsak, bumangon, hinarap ang mga hamon, hanggang ang kahirapan tuluyan nating matalo.
Back to the action here. 3 minutes passing by. Chapter 4. Again, a big insurance earned by the Pasig Servants. 66-49. The 17-point lead in favor of them. And so far, 11 big points. Jeffy with the heavy lifting. Zamboanga, though, still with time to make something happen. Cuatro Cruz. The pick from Lloren. Buhay has it. Lloren again outside. He attacks right. Fades away. That's money for J. Mark Lloren.
Well, they have about 6 minutes and some change to try and save their season.
Jeffy for 3. No good for Jeffy. And a push will be called on Raj Soliano.
Soliano saying that Cuatro Cruz flopped on that last box out. Nevertheless, ball will go back to Zamboanga.
Here goes Zamboanga. Molina back in the game. Cuatro Cruz. Lloren. Putting on the moves. Will lose it. Ball on the floor. Lloren fighting. Bodies on the floor. But the Pasig Servants will get possession. Get another look. You gotta love the hustle and effort coming from Jeffy Hinogin. So Gaitos will be the one to bring it out. 15-point lead for the Servants. Benedict. Soliano at the low post. Cuatro Cruz containing him. Drops it to Bayani. 2 more points for the Servants.
That was great interior passing. As soon as Soliano saw that double coming, he saw Bayani with the inside position on his man.
Cuatro Cruz attacks Anabo. He puts one up. Good defense from the little beast. Nevertheless, 12 seconds to shoot as we take another look. Bayani, short stab against the much smaller Muktimar. This time, another fight for the basketball. Gaitos winning that one. Benedict, no look pass. Hinogin, oh my goodness! Nagkape pa sa ere si Jeffy Hinogin. But it's back with Zamboanga. They're not missing any time. Lloren unfazed, gets it to go. You gotta love the composure of the Sikat.
Russia Bayani getting a foul on Cuatro Cruz on that last box out.
Over 5 minutes remaining in Chapter 4. It's back to a 17-point lead for the Pasig Servants. Hinogin now with 13 big points. Hinogin dancing, drops it, Anabo. 2 more points for the Pasig Servants.
Breaking down the defense was Hinogin with a terrific pass at the last second. Didn't make much of an impact in the first half, but coming to life here in the second half.
Buhay with a miss. This time it's Gaitos. Almost losing it. Finds Bayani. He's up against Lloren at the right corner. Outside again, it's Benedict Gaitos. Anabo. Bayani for 3. Gets to the goal. The former MVP with a 3-point shot. Over 4 minutes remaining. Lloren with the basketball. Goes to work. The pick from Buhay. Lloren able to draw a foul. So far, 17 points and counting for J. Mark Lloren. Doing the heavy lifting for Zamboanga. We'll take another look at that 3-pointer by the former 18 and under MVP. So that will earn J. Mark Lloren 2 points. Rather 2 shots from the free throw line. First one won't hit. Second one on its way for Lloren. 1 out of 2. David Cruz enters the game. Zamboanga with a full court pressure. Hinogin handling it up against Muktimar. Jeffy puts on the moves. Hinogin. Soliano unable to receive that ball properly. So they turn the ball over to Zamboanga.
Still mathematically possible for Zamboanga, but almost everything has to go right for them if they want to close this gap.
Leoren tried to slice the defense. It will draw a foul, so possession going back to Zamboanga. The Sikat with 14 to shoot. Our officials reminding David Cruz to defend properly. He's up against Muktimar, looking to bother him big time. But they switch up. Yorin. Molina has it. RJ Molina against Cruz. The pull-up. That's good, and the lucky bounce for RJ Molina.
Well, realistically, for Zamboanga to come back here, no, they would have to score on almost every possession and then limit itong Pasig, and that's a good start, hitting a basket and forcing a turnover on the other end.
That may be a sign of good things to come. Another look at that crossover pull-up move from RJ Molina. But still, this is a big lead for Pasig. Meanwhile, Cuatro Cruz losing it against Bayani. Muktimar limping.
Oh no, he was trying to cut earlier, and not sure what happened. It looked like a non-contact injury. He slipped on that last play.
Meanwhile, Yoren stops, drops it to Muktimar, and he scores despite the sprain.
17-point lead for the Pasig Servants. Maybe a couple of baskets more would seal this game for them.
Muktimar playing through the pain, trying to guard Jeffy Hinogin. Jeffy looking to go to work. Foul called on Norbin Muktimar.
And that because of that slippage earlier, medyo iika-ika siya ngayon. No? He doesn't have his usual foot speed to stay in front of Jeffy Hinogin. That's why he will sit on the bench.
14 to shoot for Pasig. They have a big insurance ahead of them. Bayani. Up against Leoren. Russell going to work, dancing. Bayani the bump, sends it inside. Anabo the fake, another drop pass. Soliano, good defense from Molina. So that's a shot clock violation. Great defense from Zamboanga, but they have little time remaining.
It's not looking good, no? Honestly speaking, para dito sa Zamboanga.
Muktimar almost losing it. Hinogin completes a steal. Bayani, no defender inside, will lay it up and in.
There's still 2 minutes remaining, but I'd go out on a limb and say that that might be the icing on the cake.
Meanwhile, J. Mark Leoren has something to say about that. But still, they're down by 16 points. That's going to be a tough task. The 30 Malaga goes in, exchange of Raj Soliano. Meanwhile, Pasig, another chance to seal the deal. Cruz, the pick from Anabo. Manu for 3. Won't hit it. Zamboanga, another chance. Leoren, aware of the situation, as Bayani gets called for the foul.
And that will be 2 free throws for Joren, as Pasig is already in the penalty.
So let's see what Coach Britt has in mind for the next 1.5 minutes remaining. As we see Ace J. Moore come back the game. Perhaps Coach J. Cruz wants to bring out the big guns to ensure the W.
You don't want to make any excuses for this Zamboanga team, but they are missing a lot of key players here in this game. And those absences are really being felt right now. We all know what they are capable of, being one of the top teams for the entire season. Pasig just taking advantage of their situation.
2 out of 2 for J-Mark Lloren. Has 23 points in this game, but it still won't be enough. Diamante, great fight inside. Malaga picks it up. And that hurts for the Zamboanga Sikat.
That's probably going to do it with a 16-point lead with over a minute remaining. What more can you do if you're Zamboanga?
That is indeed true. As J-Mark Lloren scoring 23 points in this game. Morben Moctemor had 13. Fritz Soklan had 9. Sambalad with 7. Walter Cruz with 4. Everybody chipping in contributions, pero sobra lang talaga yung Pasig Servants. I believe that's 4 players in double figures for the Servants, namely Anabu with 14, Hinogin with 13, Diamante with 10. Meanwhile, SJ Moore flying high.
Oh, we're just waiting for the final score here.
12 points now for SJ Moore. And I guess that will do it. The Pasig Servants on the verge of going to the national finals. It's George Diamante being wise with time, burning some clock. David Cruz, no good that time, but they have the luxury of taking those shots. But looks like Coach J. Cruz and the company will call it a day. And I think that'll be our final score. 81-65, the Pasig Servants will advance to our national finals.
And what a way, what an emphatic win for a Pasig to close this series out over the undermanned Zamboanga City. And Zamboanga has nothing to be ashamed of. They left it all out on the floor, regardless of how many players they had in their lineup. They fought till the very end. And I'm excited for what's to come for them next season. But right now, Pasig moving on.
81-65. A big time Game 3 W for the Pasig Servants, and more importantly, they're going to the national finals.
And they are the first team to gain entry sa ating national finals. We'll see who they will face up against in our next game. Right now, congratulations to Pasig.
And coming up next is still another Game 3, but this time in the North Division Finals. It's between the Batang San Juanites and the Caloocan JY Batang Kangkalu. Make sure to stay tuned to our post-conference after this game, hosted by Daphne Cristobal. But that's it for this coverage. Once again, this has been Cholo Pangilinan, Kyle Sanchez, and Daphne Cristobal. And this is the one and only Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL D-League.
Sa gustong gawin, isang pangarap, isang tagumpay. Yeah, gabayad pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa ikaw ang mahalaga.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL would like to thank Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances,
Dorade Bolanang Pinoy, Don Benito's ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, Pound for Pound Fitness, Pound Active, Jinky Skin,
The Hustle Club, embrace the struggle, believe in your hustle,
Red Dynasty Seafood and Hot Pot Restaurant, Winford Resort and Casino,